Hey guys, it is me, the Emerald Soda. Welcome back to another video, where today I will be reviewing Cujo. So, like my review with Carrie last year, Cujo is another reread that I did. Yeah, so basically when I first read Cujo in January 2023, I kind of zoned out heavily. And yeah, so I missed a lot of things, and so I wasn't a huge fan of the book. And then I saw the movie after that, and then that was just about the same for me. So I decided to give Cujo a reread, and I gotta say, I think I was wrong because this book is actually really good. So basically, if you don't know, Cujo, of course, is about a lovely Saint Bernard. He's a very nice dog, but he's very large. The book says he weighs 200 pounds. And one day, while chasing a rabbit, he gets stuck in some sort of like hole thing, and then his barking wakes up some bats, and then he gets bitten, and then he starts to go rabid. So then throughout the book, he's, kind of slowly getting more and more rabid and slowly losing his mind more. And then yeah, he like kills one of his owners, he kills one of his owner's friends, and it's just not good. But the book actually revolves around this family called the Trentons: father Vic, mother Donna, and son Tad. And so basically Donna, she's had an affair on her husband with this guy named Steve Kemp, and she doesn't tell Vic about it because, affair reasons. But then Vic finds out about it when Donna breaks it off with Steve, and then Steve writes an angry letter. And so that leads Vic to finding out about it, and then Donna's like, I'm sorry I broke it off, we're not doing it anymore. And then Vic's like, okay, I guess. And so that's basically the main plot of the book. But where does Cujo come into this? I'm glad you asked, because even though the book is called Cujo, and it's about Cujo, it doesn't really have a lot to do with Cujo a lot of the time. So Cujo is a dog that belongs to these guys called the Cambers. Well, this family called the Cambers. Father Joe, Mother Charity, and son Brett. And so, yeah, so anyway, Charity, she's in kind of an abusive relationship, but she recently won the lottery, so she wants to take Brett and then go to Connecticut to see her sister Holly. And then Joe's like, I don't think you should do that. But then he starts to realize, maybe if they're gone, I can go on a little trip myself. So he lets them go, so then they go. And then before he can leave, Cujo, who's rabid by this point, kills his friend and then him. So there you go. So meanwhile, Donna and Tad, oh yeah, Vic's in like an ad thing, and something went wrong, so he's got to go out of town for 10 days. Anyway, so while he's gone, Donna and Tad go shopping for a little bit, and then after that, Donna's Pinto is not working. The needle valve is like stuck or whatever, which is bad news. So they go over to Camber's because Joe Camber's a mechanic. And so she tries to get him to fix the car, but little does she know, not only is Joe Camber dead, but he's not even at the house, but Cujo is. So here we are, about halfway through the book. Well, a little more than halfway through the book, but the rest of the book from here is just going to be them stuck in a car from Cujo. So basically, it's like Donna tries to get out, but Cujo is like running at her, trying to eat her, and then she retreats back in. And this is the rest of the book for 6 hours. So yeah, this part of the book might bore you, but it also might be the most interesting part of the book. So anyway, yeah, 6 hours later and stuff, Donna's still afraid of the dog, Tad's still afraid of the dog. Vic comes home because the house was trashed, and then he thinks that Donna and Tad were kidnapped, so he blames Steve Kemp, and then they go grab Steve Kemp. He admitted to trashing the house, but not Donna and Tad. So then they're all confused. So then Vic goes and takes a nap, and then when he wakes up, he realizes, oh my gosh, they might be at Camber's. So then he goes over to Joe Camber's, and so yeah, Donna finally fights the dog and manages to kill it very brutally. And so Vic goes to save Tad, and Tad is dead. How old is he? 4 years old. That's right. Stephen King wrote a child and then killed it. He killed a child. And then Stephen King said, well, actually, Ted's death surprised me because he was originally going to be alive. You mean a character that you wrote surprised you when they died? Okay, Stephen King. Anyway, so yeah, that kind of puts a downer ending on what's actually a surprisingly great book. But, I mean, not that the book doesn't have problems. I mean, see, look at this. Those are chapters, by the way. It just kind of goes from one paragraph to another. No numbered chapters, no nothing like that. So you just kind of have to stop whenever you want to stop. Also, if you saw some language in there, I don't know what page I selected, so if you saw some language in there, I'm sorry that you saw that. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give you an example of what the book reading is like. There's no chapters, it's just paragraphs that are cut off by like a single space, and then that's it. But anyway, that's kind of the book, Cujo. And as I said, I liked it a lot more than when I originally read it. So what did I think about rewatching the movie? Well, I rewatched the movie, and I kind of generally feel the same about movies as I do the books most of the time when it comes to the adaptations. I liked the Cujo movie more than I did originally. So again, I didn't really like Cujo originally, then I did, and then the movie was just fine, and then now it's better. It's still perfectly fine. It's just average, but it's better than I originally thought. But yeah, so now it's time for the real question. Should Cujo have been about the Cambers instead of the Trentons? To which I say yes. Now, I do think that the Trentons are strong protagonists, especially Donna. She has to overcome a lot to fight that dog. But just the fact that our main characters are people who don't own the dog, who is the eponymous character of the book, which is who the book is named after. When the family who doesn't own the dog are the main characters, that's a little weird. So I think the book should have been about the Cambers and them realizing that the dog that they have is slowly losing his mind. I think that would have been a much stronger book, and I'm probably not alone in that. However, I don't know how anyone feels about that, so what do I know, right? Anyway, yeah, so I'm not really sure how I would have written it if I were Stephen King writing the Cambers. But all I know is that I would have shifted the focus more to be on the Cambers as the main family rather than the Trentons. The Trentons can still be in the book. They can be about as important as the Cambers were in the actual book. But I would have rewritten the book to focus more on the Cambers and their side of the story. But anyway, but yeah, Cujo originally wasn't that great, but now I like it a lot more. And now I will throw it off to you guys. How do you feel about the book and even the movie? Also, I will say that the movie totally made the right move by keeping Ted alive at the end. That was a great change in my book. But yeah, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think I was correct about the Cambers being the main characters in the book, or do you think the book is fine the way it is? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. And of course, I've been Ben from the Emerald Sword, and I will see you guys in the next video.